going on, everybody? It's JetsCentral coming back with another New York Jets coaching update. The Jets are set to interview former Tampa Bay Buccaneer offensive coordinator Todd Monken. Those of you guys who know me know I've been talking about Todd Monken, been raving about him for a long time now. Monken is a guy who his offensive system is built around the vertical passing game, the deep passing game. Really, the goal of the offense is to push the ball, keep the defense on their heels, and be in attack mode at all times. I love that mindset. I love the philosophy. Now, the only thing I somewhat disagree with is kind of the turnovers, right? Todd Monken and Dirk Cutter as well, they did not do a good job at limiting turnovers. You take a look at Jameis Winston, you take a look at Ryan Fitzpatrick, both of those quarterbacks, really the Buccaneers offense as a whole, ton of yards, ton of points, ton of success, but a lot of turnovers, thus resulting in a lot of losses, so think about that. Do you want a guy in Todd Monken, possibly Dirk Cutter as well, to be taking over the reins, helping Sam Darnold out? I love his offensive system. I love his aggressive nature, his aggressive, assertive play calling and system. I love that. I love playing to win, not to lose. Like Todd, that was one of the complaints about Todd Bowles, is that as soon as they get up by 3 points, 6 points, 7 points, 10 points, the game is completely changed. The game plan is over. Now we just run the ball because now we got the lead. We just have to run the clock out. We have to make sure that we just end this game with the lead. We can't give up the lead. We can't go for a we can't go for a first down on a 3rd down and 9. We can't do that. Let's just run the draw play. Let's waste another 40 seconds off the clock and punt it. Trust the defense. I don't like that mindset. You have to have a killer instinct. Todd Monken possesses that killer instinct. So would you guys like Todd Monken to be the new head coach of the New York Jets? I would say, because I haven't really given you guys a full, clear answer, I would like it. I don't know if I would love it, but I love Monken, and I like the hire. I just am concerned about the turnovers. I don't know how I would, but I guess in Monken and Cutter's defense, you can say, look at Jameis Winston. What was he at Florida State? Turnover machine. What was he with? Who was it? Lovie Smith? Turnover machine. Dirk Cutter? Turnover machine. What's been Ryan Fitzpatrick's MO his whole career? Turnovers. Whether it was with Bulls or with Buffalo, whatever, Tampa Bay, all this guy does is throw picks. So can you really tie that blame onto a offensive coordinator? Can you really say the turnovers are his fault when the two quarterbacks that are manning the position are turnover-prone quarterbacks that have been doing that their whole collegiate and pro careers? Can you really put that blame on Monken / Cutter? You can make that argument. But what you can say, what is a fact, is that Monken did not do enough to look at that weakness and to minimize that weakness. You can make that argument. You could say he failed at that. But bottom line is this: the Buccaneers offense was dynamic. The Buccaneers offense was explosive, was electric. They put defense. They could score on anybody. Remember when they dropped like 50 points on the Saints in Week 1? Remember when they were this close to beating the Pittsburgh Steelers on Monday Night Football? They beat Philly. This team has that team, last year's Buccaneers team with Cutter and, Monken. That team had explosive firepower on offense. I love that. Just guns a-blazing come out. We don't care who we're playing. We could be going up against any defense in the league. We're going to be throwing on you. We're going to be pushing the ball downfield because we're not afraid of your secondary. We're not afraid of your pass rushers. We're going to come out just an aerial onslaught, aerial raid on offense and just come out just throwing and running and just doing whatever we want because we can do whatever we want. That's the mindset that Monken possesses. I love that mindset. But for Darnold, his problem is turnovers. I will say he did clean up the fumbling issue. He did do that. But as far as the interceptions go, he did not. And granted, he is a rookie. 21-year-old rookie, whatever. He's going to throw interceptions. And I will say that towards the tail end of the season, he didn't throw any picks against Houston. He didn't throw any picks against Green Bay. I don't think he threw any picks against the New England Patriots. Well, he had that one, but it was like, whatever, a force, or that could have been a fumble. Point is that Darnold has shown that in some games, when he takes care of the football, the New York Jets offense is electric. So, and that's without a solid run game. That's without an average offensive line. That's without depth at wide receiver. Also, another cool possibility that I just kind of thought of was, looking at this Buccaneers organization right now, Mike Evans could be on the way out. The Jets we lack a number one true wide receiver. We have the money to pay him. If we get a guy like Monken, or possibly Cutter in the building, do we trade for Mike Evans? Something to think about. I'll be posting that video later on in the week if the New York Jets should go after and try to make a push for Mike Evans, possibly like a draft day trade. But another video for another day. Thanks so much for watching. As always, go Jets.